Spec PvP and I spec PvP. 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 Deathgrips through the walls, Deathgrips through the hall, Deathgrips on their balls, and I'm above all. PvE geared on the BG, toppin with my killing spree. Sockets full of epic, your face and H.O.Y.T. My eyes on fire, must satisfy that gang desire. Bone everyone in PvP, call me a liar. Ropes on my back, that ain't new to me. Follow me across the sea, 14 down 1 to go. Welcome to the world of PvP. MC up the map, at the flags bomb they can. Bullet pre-sealing, flashing light like a lamp. And I'm specking PvP, got enough of PvE. Quests are boring, that's the reason why they do. Why it's not only me, we are united. We're like a Roman army. Allah's running away, Deathgrip and let them come to me. If you want something from me, meet me at your graveyard, so you can die and die again. You won't leave without your face card. Spec PvP and I spec PvP. 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 Spec PvP and I spec PvP.
Spec PvP, son, I'm up in the BG, shooting down alliance, bringing pallies to the knees. And I don't need your bus, no healing breeze, cause I'm beating up these movies and man, I'm a tease. Stunning all day with the pros when I'm drawing back my bow, here to take you on toe to toe. Come on, darling, don't run, I'm just paying what I owe. So you and me, baby, let's stop this show. Spec PvP, yeah, I'm spec PvP. Believe me, all this ammo ain't coming up free. Bet it's real hard taking all these beatings so much. It's too bad, H.O.Y.T's always on a winning spree. You see, it's even in my name, I promise it's my game. Every day the same, just raising up my fame, and it's a crying shame. I got your sleeple aim. Damn, son, you just got flamed by a dame.
Spec PvP and I spec PvP. 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 Spec PvP and I spec PvP.
I'm specking PvP, a roll points in subtlety, making sure to put 2 points in dirty deeds. Got the shout step, stepping on your little priest. Gouging at fans, y'all never seen me. I'm moving so fast, gonna feel the hemorrhage. Your brains explode from the pressure it's been dealt with. Slaughter from the shouts and mouths with the sharpener in the capital of energy, more than you can fucking handle. I take the stab, I take the strike, I take that life, I kill your bright, I beat you in a gunfight. Yeah, that's right. You don't know who you're dealing with, my knife is going in your rib. Got your days confused in just a couple hits. Stacking combo just for the invincible. I'm rogue ninja ready to terminate. Cloak of shadows with a fan of knives for this outer kill, that is much obliged.
Spec PvP and I spec PvP. 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 Spec PvP and I spec PvP.